Hey, I'm Logan.
I'm Alyssa.
Why?
I'm so sad you kicked Dakota out of this room. I'm very depressed right now.
We made our dog stay in the living room because she's loud.
She just wants to be with us.
This is The Marketer's Cut, a podcast about movie marketing and movies. I've said that like 3 episodes
Dakota.
in a row.
We should make it about Dakota too.
It kind of is already. It's been a while since we had a new episode. We took last week off. We were on vacation. A little good R&R for us. All right. Alyssa's in the verge of tears. I think. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and start talking about our movie for this week.
I miss her so much.
We are talking about Black Widow this week, the new MCU film starring Scarlett Johansson that is available in theaters and on Disney Plus as of last Friday, July 9th.
Yes.
So this movie was directed by Kate Shortland. Here's a quick synopsis from IMDb.
Kate with a C.
Yes, you're correct on that one.
But it's Coda with a K.
A film about Natasha Romanoff is in her quest... A film about Natasha Romanoff in her quest between the films Civil War and Infinity War. This movie's a little late, isn't it?
No, but it's that's the most basic thing you could have said about
It is very basic.
Film.
It's cool. In Civil War, she had, the iconic red hair. And in Infinity War, she has blonde hair. And very minor spoilers ahead, we see that transition in this film. So, hair alone, you can kind of see where it takes place.
I guess.
You don't have to guess. It's true.
I just don't know if we should be focusing on her hair.
They focus on it enough to change
Nope, not
it.
really. Almost, they literally didn't focus on it at all.
Okay, so like I was saying earlier, this opened on July 9th, 2021. It was originally supposed to come out May 2020, and for some reason, something happened, and it was pushed for a really long time. Yeah. You have anything you want to say about that?
No, seems mysterious.
Okay, yeah, very mysterious. Maybe one day we'll figure out what's behind that. This movie was made on a budget of $200 million. That's what I like to call a big boy budget.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either.
I feel like we're just not on the same page tonight at all.
Why would you call it the big boy budget? It's just a budget.
$200 million.
Please don't call it the big boy budget. It's just money.
I'm done with it, but now you're making me want to call it that again.
Well, maybe you should reconsider.
I am going to reconsider as we talk about the box office numbers. So I can mention this movie came out in theaters and on Disney Plus. It opened to $80 million in North America, which is by far
$80.3 million.
$80.3 million. I say by far, it's a bit more than what F9 opened with 2 weeks ago. So it's the best opening in a while. I believe since actually Rise of Skywalker. It's the best opening since that film. So, no, that was December 2019. This one, it's a good sign for theaters. Overseas, it made $78 million. Its worldwide gross right now is $215 million. I don't believe that is counting the Disney Plus numbers. So you did the research for this. Were the Disney Plus numbers listed on Box Office Mojo?
No, I found them on another website.
Okay. No, that's fair. I didn't think Box Office Mojo would list them, but I think that... So let's talk about this. They actually released the Disney Plus
Wait, how do you think that...
Oh, did you add up that
215 million? No, but it doesn't look... 80 million plus 75 million is less than 215 million.
Did you add the 60? Did you add up this worldwide yourself?
No.
Okay, I'm going to guess the 215 is because it opened in other countries before the 9th. So it's counting opening weekend numbers and the numbers that came in from those countries in the period before it opened in the U.S. Okay. So anyways, back to the Disney Plus thing. Disney actually released its Disney Plus performance with Premiere Access, which this is the first film.
Wait, okay. So when I saw that 215, I didn't do the math, and I thought included the 60 mil. So that was the only time I saw 215 though, because I thought it included that. That might be wrong. That might be a wrong number. I thought that 80 plus 78 plus 60 equaled 215 probably. I thought probably that's what it would be.
Okay.
Stop laughing.
I don't know what Alyssa did. I'm going to backtrack. We're not going to delete this from the podcast. You guys are all going to hear our mistake. So it opened for $80.3 million. So far, though, domestically, it has made $95.2 million. Like we said, we got this one right. The international number was $78 million. And the worldwide gross, as of right now, according to BoxOfficeMojo.com, is $173 million. So I'm not sure where Alyssa got the 215 from. Even if you add the 60 million, you're at 230.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was just, you looked at me and said, okay, I was trying to count on my fingers how much it was. Because I was like, these don't seem right.
Okay. So third time's the charm on me talking about this Disney Plus Premiere Access situation. So, as I said previously, Disney Plus finally released some Disney Plus Premiere Access performance numbers. So they said that this film made $60 million from Premiere Access, which for some context is, if you are a Disney Plus subscriber, these new films, so this has happened with Black Widow, Raya and the Last Dragon, Cruella, and Milan in September of 2020. You can, if you are a subscriber, you can pay an additional $30 right when the movie comes out and get it on Disney Plus right there. Or you could wait, the 3 months until it actually comes to the service. There's been a lot of discussion about this since they first did it with Milan. $30, that's a lot to pay for a movie that's going to be on the service in a couple months anyway. But it looks like here that Disney is they're releasing this for a reason. They're kind of like flexing, and they're like, hey, it works, so we're probably going to keep doing it.
Well, I mean, if it costs roughly $10 a person to go to the movie, as long as you have 3 people there, you get your money's worth, really, if you're paying the $30. For Milan, it might not have been as much, because there's just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
It would have been a little pushing it. If we invited my sister into this party, which she actually did pay the $30, we would have, that would have made sense. But now you just get a big fucking party, and you're like, hey, gang, let's just watch this movie. Everyone put in $2, and there's 15 of us, and we're going to watch Black Widow.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think one thing that's a little weird about it is, the password sharing situation is a problem for all streaming services. But I think that when you're saying hey, buy this for $30, you're more prone to have a friend ask you, hey, you want to go half and half on this, and they're not even a subscriber, and then you buy it that way and you watch it with someone who's not a subscriber. Because I think part of the reason too is, they made $60 million from Premiere Access, but what they didn't tell us was how many people subscribed to Disney Plus so that they could watch this.
It's a good point.
So there's a lot of stuff we don't know, but I think that this does show that Disney thinks this is a viable business model, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. So you have here in our notes that this is the 3rd highest for a Marvel movie origin story. It's great. I wouldn't consider this an origin story, but it seems like other places are. A solo film, for sure.
Yeah, I guess, you get more of her backstory. You're like, oh,
I guess you do get the backstory. You
yeah,
do see her origin in here.
And, you know.
Yeah, okay.
You see her as a child. That's an origin story, my guy.
Okay, I stand correct. I sit corrected. I'm sitting right now.
Yep.
Rotten Tomatoes scores has an 80% critic score and a 92% audience score. The 92% audience makes sense to me. The critic score seems higher than what I'd expect. I really enjoyed the movie, but it just seems like a higher than expected critic score. But maybe a lot of people just enjoyed the movie.
I saw them both and said, yep.
Okay. Well,
Same thing I did with the cinema score.
I'm glad you're on the same page. Yeah, cinema score is also an A-, which again, like, that makes more sense to me. It kind of lines up with the 92% audience score. Like, I expect, like, MCU fans and audiences to, like, really love this.
Well, some people, Logan, didn't like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and I am a little surprised that...
Maybe misogyny is disappearing.
Okay, I don't think we're there yet. You're the one that said it.
I just have the best idea for this. And I know you, if I say that, you instantly are going to know what it is.
I don't, but no, let's go ahead and let's throw an idea into the middle of the podcast. So
No,
one thing,
we can wait. I'm just saying I'm so
I don't want you to
freaking
forget.
excited.
So if you're
Logan, I'm not going to forget.
If you're a new...
Listen, I know you're trying to talk. I pulled up research about it.
Okay, I know, but guys, listeners, do you hear how many times Alyssa has interrupted me this episode? If you are a new listener, I mentioned that we talk about movies and movie marketing and marketing and stuff. But one thing we also always do, and the second half or last third of our episodes, is come up with our own marketing ideas for the film. Not so much in a serious way, but sometimes we do have really good ideas. Now, Alyssa's about to tell an idea that might be really good or really bad.
This is going to be the best idea. That's why do you really want me to tell in the middle?
Yeah, I think it's a good, let's break up the monotony of, the factual information. Give us this idea now, and, by the way you're talking, it's either going to be the best idea you've ever had or the worst.
Okay. See, again, you're going to think it's the worst, and then I'm going to read you the statistics.
There is no middle ground. Go ahead. Lay it on me.
Okay, so... Black Widow, what do you think of? A spider. You think of the Black Widow.
A woman whose husband has died.
No.
Okay, spider.
It's a spider. And it's got, a little red thing on its back, and people think it's deadly. But guess what? Let's not talk about that now.
Wait, it is deadly. People don't just think it's deadly.
Okay, we're going to go into that later. What we do is we release, or Disney releases, thousands, maybe millions. I don't know where exactly you pick the locations of Black Widows. Just release them. Because when you see it, you're going to be like, Black Widow. And then later you're going to be watching seeing the trailer for the movie. You're like, oh, yeah, we should go see Black Widow. We just saw those Black Widows today. And so it'd be really cool. And it's like, when you release the doves, or I feel like I've mentioned other things about releasing things.
Yeah, always talk about releasing animals or...
That's why I'm saying we release the Black Widows. Now, right now, you're saying, Alyssa, they're deadly. Sure. I don't even need this. I read it so many times earlier. In 2013, about 1,800 people were bit by Black Widows. 1,000 of them didn't even seek hospitalization, or they didn't even seek medical treatment. The 800 who did, it was non-lethal. It was
Did anyone die?
No. Of the 800 who did actually seek medical treatment, only 14 cases were considered major, and nobody died from their bite. So the Black Widow, you poke it once, it's whatever. Doesn't want confrontation. You poke it a couple times and be like, fuck off. And it will bite you, but a lot of times it doesn't release its venom. It is one of the deadliest spiders. But
so what causes it to release its venom?
I think if you're just fucking with it too much, really, you really have to, irritate that bitch.
Now, here's my thing. If you were to capture and release a bunch of Black Widows, they may be pre-irritated. So that when they start biting people, they're ready to unleash that venom.
At this point, you would have, as soon as they decided we're going to make a Black Widow movie, you need to start collecting the Black Widows. You need to start breeding them. They're used to this environment before you release them into the wild. But they can release as much venom as they like. It's they want to keep a little bit of their venom for what if a real bad guy comes. So a lot of times they don't even.
Okay.
I one time saw mine in my entomology class, and my dad's like, that's a real bad guy. Hey, Scott, you know what the fuck you're talking about. That guy didn't bite. There are 300 up in the room, and he didn't bite any of us. My teacher didn't have out for us to hold.
Well, yeah. Okay, hey, wait, I'm going to stop you real quick. Great idea, great story, great anecdote. I do think we should move into the marketing for this movie now.
Well, no, you have to tell me if it was the good idea or the bad idea.
Great idea.
It'd be cool. Like, you see them, they're all black, but they got the little red on the back. It's really eye-catching.
Uh-huh. Yes. Okay. Marketing for this film. So, as you know, it's supposed to come out in May 2020. There was a big marketing campaign that had started, but a mysterious fog overtook the land, and marketing was paused, and kind of went silent for a while. And then once they began working towards a new release date in 2021, they started working on a new campaign, and the goal here was to like do something different that people didn't see before.
Yeah, I mean, when the first stuff came out, everyone was like, whatevs. So they really wanted to, freshen it up.
Yeah. So what they did at this time is they used a new character look, so primarily like the white suit as opposed to her like iconic black suit. And focus more on some different story points that really heavily involved family, which we'll get more into detail in a second. I don't know why you're laughing. Are you thinking about the Dominic Toretto TikTok trend?
I'm just thinking about, like, when you mentioned family, and I thought this when I was reading it, like, is Dom in there somewhere? We just don't see him, and he's, like, really pushing this family back together.
You know, he's behind, he's pulling the strings. Just like, God, what's the villain's name from the new Daniel Craig Bond films? The guy played by Christoph Waltz.
I've never seen any of those movies.
Oh, well, I'm going to spoil the end of Spectre, but at the end of Spectre, he shows up and he's like, hey, everything that you've encountered since you've been James Bond, Daniel Craig, he didn't say that, but like all the Daniel Craig movies, this guy shows up and he's like, everything you've encountered was me all along. And it was like really intense. They might be brothers, like foster brothers, but I also might not remember this movie at all. We're getting really off topic. That's, I guess, Vin Diesel in the Black Widow film. So they didn't want the marketing to get stale, which is why they paused it in the first place, and they didn't want it to feel stale when they started it back up. So that's why they changed stuff up, because like too much marketing or too much of the same marketing means people probably think the movie's already out. Which, if you listen to our F9 episode, we talked about an article from Variety, and the whole thing was about like delaying films, like having to pause and restart these marketing campaigns. So it was a big issue with F9, and also, as we're talking about, a big issue with Black Widow. So Jeff Bach, an analyst with exhibitor relations, said, I think a lot of people probably think that Black Widow has already been released or should have been released by now. It's a fair point. It's a real concern that you have to worry about. So they were very smart, I think, to like not just throw the same stuff back out there, like some other films now are doing, like Free Guy, which we'll talk more in detail about when we do that film. But like they're almost being very self-referential to how it probably should have been out already in their current marketing for it. So it was smart of them to change things up. So they did release this new trailer in April 2021 that, and we mentioned, it kind of focuses on family, like the found family of the Avengers. Like, you know, forced families and like this family that she experiences in this movie and everything. So it's an interesting thing to focus on. You know, movie number 2 of the summer to heavily use family in their marketing. It works. They're the most successful movies of the summer.
Oh my God. That man in Fast 9 said F9. Sorry, it's called F9.
Yeah, F9 the Fast Saga.
Only.
No, it's F9 the Fast Saga.
It's called F9 only. Anyways, that's all they talk about the whole movie. Family. It's like, we fucking get it. This whole goddamn thing's about family. Fuck off. We get it.
You just don't.
That's why they made those TikToks.
You just don't.
That's why they made those memes. Because they mentioned family so many times that it's cringy.
You just don't
it's
understand
over the top.
family. Okay, so in September of 2020, which is weirdly like I don't. It was way after when the movie was supposed to come out, but way before when it was gonna actually come out. So I don't know why Barbie decided to release these then, but they did release 2 Black Widow dolls featuring the black and white outfits worn by Black Widow in the film. Again, timing's so odd for that one. Now this one, the timing makes a bit more sense because this comes out right before the film. It's a half-hour documentary special that aired on ESPN Plus, called Moneymaker: Behind the Black Widow, And I forgot about this, and I would have forgotten to bring it up. So I'm so glad you put this in here because this focuses on Johansson's stunt double, Heidi Moneymaker. Her name's Heidi Moneymaker. The documentary is called Moneymaker Behind the Black Widow. Just being able to associate the name Moneymaker with the film Black Widow is like some fucked up sort of like subconscious, like go see this movie and make it a moneymaker kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Not actually, but like it's just so cool. It's great. Do you like the name Moneymaker?
I mean, it sounds like a porn name.
Hey.
Yes?
No.
Okay, keep going, please.
The continuation of Marvel Studios Legends, which is the show on Disney Plus that sort of recaps like certain characters. So they did it for Scarlet Witch and for Loki and stuff as these things started to come out. That was released 2 days before the film on July 7th for Black Widow. And then there were a ton of different promotional campaigns that featured like around 30 brands, including opportunities with like Geico, Ziploc, BMW, Synchrony Bank, Fandango, YouTube, Roku, TikTok, Amazon, a Twitter E3 gaming sponsorship, and then a bunch of posters and collectibles and stuff for the IMAX experiences in theaters. I also know that AMC was giving away comics for IMAX screenings, which like we worked at a theater for a long time during the MCU, and never once were comics like a thing to give away at the door, and it just feels like it makes sense for any superhero movie.
Yeah.
We worked through so many superhero films, so I saw that and I was like, okay, I mean, awesome, but like, why am I just now seeing this?
Yeah, but like, fuck off. Why didn't we get those?
Exactly.
All I got were those Pokemon cards.
We did get Pokemon cards. Another thing that I wanted to bring up is some of the advertising for the film uses the phrase "experience it in theaters" instead of like "see it in theaters," and that's because you can see it at home now. So see it in theaters is no longer a unique like value proposition. So changing that word to experience, I thought was really interesting. Just like in my job, those action words that you use in like call to actions, like what you want people to do and everything. We change those up and try different things all the time to see what works. So I think experience was a really interesting one because it implies that like a theater is not just a place to see something; it's a place to experience it, which is becoming more and more necessary as films are more accessible outside of theaters. You need to sell a theater in a different way. We talked about the trailer a bit already, I feel like. You just want to skip to the poster?
Yeah.
Okay. So this main poster, it's the typical like floating head style poster. Features Black Widow in her white suit. There's a white background, but there's an hourglass like Black Widow logo kind of in the background with like these images and red rectangles. I think it looks really cool.
I also think it looks really cool. The white really complements her suit.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's great. I think that red and white make for amazing movie posters. Because The Last Jedi also had a really great poster.
Can you tell me what Russia colors are? Colors of Russia?
Red and white?
I think so too. That's why I also think that's cool because it's also like kind of an homage. Also, in the movie, I didn't put this in our information, but there are parts where they have the Avengers theme, but it's like
red, white, and blue.
There's like it's like the Russian version of the Avengers theme song. I know, isn't that really cool? I didn't notice it, but I'd love to rewatch it again and like really experience that.
Yeah, I think this poster works really well. And again, at the bottom of the poster, it says experience it in theaters July 9th, which I could be wrong. Maybe that was used a lot before COVID and before like the same day release on Disney Plus existed, but it feels like a new thing.
Yeah, I also agree. I think it feels like a new thing.
Yeah, I think it used to just be like in theaters July 9th and stuff like that. So it's interesting. I'm excited to see like if other studios pick up on this and they can use experience, or if we start to see other words, maybe. I'm trying to test out these other like action words. But anyways, yeah, let's go into our marketing ideas. So you've already gone, so I guess I need to go now.
Yeah, unless you don't have any ideas, I have more ideas.
Yeah, you might want to go again because like my idea was just to release a bunch of Black Widows, and then you took it. So.
Okay, listen. I feel like for the teaser, it would have been really cool is if you don't have to be real Black Widows. I'm going to talk about Black Widows again because I think they're kind of cool. They could have done like a Black Widow symbol for like the teaser, but like made of Black Widows. That'd be really cool, I think, because it's like, ooh, but I don't know how you bring in like, hey, this is new. I guess it's her movie, so it's okay if it's just the Black Widow thing.
Yeah.
It's simple and it's like teasery, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a short idea. So
I have one.
Great.
So I have like 2-ish ideas that both focus on David Harbour's character. Just probably come up with some that also focus on, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Herself. But David Harbour's character, he plays, again, I can't even remember his character's name now, but he's like the Russian counterpart to Captain America. Mm-hmm. He's also a super soldier. He has this like red and white suit. He's the Russian counterpart. And one thing I think would be really cool is to see like this propaganda style stuff created for the film for his character.
That's what I was just thinking.
So you do like posters, like maybe character posters that are like Russian propaganda style posters. I don't know if it makes sense for all the characters, but it does make sense for him. Mm-hmm. So that could be like a really cool thing. And you could do like, a short like 30-second like propaganda style like video ad and everything like that. That could all be really cool. And do you have an idea, or do you want me to go ahead with my next one?
Go ahead with your next one. I already did 2. You do like another idea, and then I'll do one.
Okay. So the other one still focuses on him, but there's I think an interesting scene in the film where he's in prison, David Harbour's character, and is explaining a time that he fought Captain America, and like won essentially. Mm-hmm. It did not happen. It was a lie. But I do think the idea of him explaining the different times he's quote unquote encountered Captain America could be really funny.
Yeah, that'd be like a really funny short. And it's like, it'd be cool if you almost like see the fight as he's explaining it. And then someone's like, that didn't happen. Or like they both like basically burst a bubble. And then the whole thing just like stops. And it goes back to them. And he's like, okay, but what about this time? And he's telling it again. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
No, I think that would be good. You have an idea?
I mean, does he have his own comics? I want to know more about them. Also, should we talk more about Taskmaster? I didn't know who the fuck that was until I played Marvel Villainous. And I was like, oh, they never gave that name to the person in the film.
I think they said Taskmaster in the film.
Well, I didn't hear it. And I was like, they're like, hey, like, people I was playing with were like, hey, is that the villain in Black Widow? I was like, actually, I think it is. Yes, I think that is. I mean, that's pretty cool. It'd be cool if they knew who it was. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It'd be nice if, it was kind of teased in the trailer, like, let's talk more about Taskmaster. That's kind of cool.
A couple of years ago, Taskmaster wouldn't have been, like, the most well-known villain. So, like, maybe marketing that villain wouldn't have been as smart. And, maybe the plan for this kind of started around then. But in 2018, I believe is when the Spider-Man game came out. And he's not a main villain in that game, but he's like a side villain where you do a lot of like side quests and stuff with him and side missions against him and stuff. So that was like my first time learning about who Taskmaster was. And what he did and everything. And then also in the Avengers game that came out in 2020, Taskmaster is also one of the like 2 villains in that game.
I just feel like more people now know about them. And again, I was schooled by these children while I'm playing this game. And I was like, when did we know about this person? But it'd be cool if I saw that person was in this. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of a cool villain. I kind of want to see that cool villain do some cool things.
Yeah, I think in the film, like a lot of the character behind the villain isn't apparent for most of the film. So it's hard to market that with like what you have to throw in trailers and everything. No,
but like what about like a cool poster? Like what a cool poster.
Yeah, I love the orange and blue on the suit. Like if you know me, I just love some orange and blue together. It's so good. It's great. So the suit looks amazing because of that.
That's what I'm saying is like, show me with a sword, show me with a shield, show me like being a cool dude.
Ooh. Yeah, you could do like an Avengers series of posters, except instead of each Avenger, it's Taskmaster in that certain Avengers style.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Okay. Are we back to me?
Yeah, if you have another idea.
Okay. Let's see. I don't really have an idea as much as it's just like.
Okay, great.
Scarlett Johansson has played a lot of different characters in her career, many of which were not white women. Mm-hmm. ScarJo.
Many? I mean, a couple. Or is it a lot?
Enough to be
Could be
concerned
fair.
about, yeah. So I just want to applaud her for not playing a minority in this film and playing a spider. That's nice. Maybe focus on that a little bit in the marketing. Could have been nice.
How she's a spider?
Yeah. You know, she likes to talk in interviews like, oh, I'm an actor. I could be a tree. I think she said that in an interview. Like, I could be a tree or something. Get her back on Fallon. Get her back on Jimmy Fallon. And have her say, I can be a spider.
She can say, I am a spider.
I am a spider.
And then she rips off her skin.
Oh, wait.
She is a spider. And then she bites Jimmy Fallon enough to, like, chop off his head, but she didn't give him the venom because she's got to save that for Avenger stuff.
Hit Netflix comedy sketch show, I Think You Should Leave season 2 came out the week before Black Widow. So if they could have done some sort of cross promotion, and that would have been like a really exciting thing to build up to it. Like,
yeah, but they have like 6 episodes. You can't waste one on Black Widow.
what's an existing sketch from the show that we could like sort of retrofit to throw Black Widow in?
I don't know.
The ghost tour one where he's cussing a bunch.
Yeah.
You think we can get Black Widow in there and just cuss a whole bunch?
No, I don't think that's really her scene.
Okay.
I could see her being like, what's this guy doing? But like, that's not enough to really add her to the sketch.
Can we get a shot of Black Widow in her full costume and just have her say, I don't want to be around anymore?
I think it'd be better if she said, I'm just the most tired I've been in my entire life.
Okay, let's not talk about this too much for people that haven't seen it. If you guys haven't seen I Think You Should Leave season 2 or season 1, it's amazing. Go watch it. At least episode 1 of season 2. I think that's the best episode. It's full of like the best ones, the best sketches. Okay. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Oh, all right. I think we're done. I feel like I didn't come up with any great ideas for Black Widow.
Well, what do you think about my ideas then? If you thought your ideas weren't good, is that in comparison to mine?
No, I mean like for Black Widow the character. Sorry, for like Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, okay. So you did think your ideas were better than mine.
I didn't say that, but I did not say that. Florence Pugh. Anything there?
I'm not saying anything anymore. Podcast is over. You insulted me.
When did I insult you?
I didn't say that, but I did not say that.
But I didn't say it.
But
Okay.
hey, guess what you told me? You didn't not say it.
Okay. I scrap all of my ideas. I think the marketing campaign for this film was awful. You just need to show stills and videos of Florence Pugh just saying shit in character for this movie. It's all you need to do. It's amazing. She's really quotable. So, there we go. You agree?
All right. Okay.
Okay, I guess we're done now. I've insulted Alyssa, so she has shut off for the night.
Beep boop bop.
So thanks for listening. If you're a new listener, especially thanks for listening to you, because this was a rough one to get through, I feel like. In terms of how many times we had to stop and start saying the same thing repeatedly.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe you should have programmed me better because obviously I'm a robot. We just found out.
So you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Marketers Cut. Follow us there. You can find the podcast anywhere you can find podcasts or on YouTube. Learn more at marketerscut.com. I want to thank Jacob Wall for his art. Find more of his work on Instagram at Jacob Art Wall. I made the intro and outro music for the podcast, so find more of my stuff at SoundCloud. Just search Logan J. McElroy, I think. I don't know where it's at. Cool. And again, if you're listening, if you're a current listener, if you're a new listener, share us with a friend. Just tell a friend about us. Whether we're good or bad, talk about us because it's fun. Maybe a little bit of behind the back gossip or some praise. or somewhere in between. It might fall very much in the middle of that.
Or you could write a review.
Yeah, write a review. Just it helps to spread the word a little bit. So if you could, we would be deeply grateful. Anything else you want to add?
You've already asked me that. I've shut down for the night. Boop boop bop. I'm a robot.
Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna fade up the music now. You wanna make some more robot noises over there, Alyssa?
Beep beep boop 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 bop. You know, like in the SpongeBob episode where Mr. Krabs is a robot.
Yeah.
That robot song, I think, and that sound, I think about at least once a day.
I think that's
I need help.
okay. I don't disagree.